Welcome back, focused learners. Today on The Explainer, we're opening up a massive, meticulously documented academic notebook. We're going to uncover exactly how data and technology are shaping human-centric urban futures. We've taken a 12-year systematic mapping study of Brazilian smart cities and distilled it right down into the core insights you need to understand where our cities are actually heading. Okay, let's dive right into this, because the stakes here, they're absolutely massive. The United Nations projects that by the year 2054, the global population is going to hit a staggering 9.779 billion people. And guess what? The vast majority of us are going to be living in urban areas. Rapid urbanization is a global phenomenon, and it's putting just immense pressure on city infrastructure, climate adaptation, and public services. To handle this, our cities literally have to adapt. They've got to become smart. So here's the roadmap for our journey today. First, we'll define true smart cities, then map out the Brazilian research landscape, look at some real-world applications, explore the innovation network, and finally, zoom out to global connections. Starting with Section 1, Defining True Smart Cities. Let's start by questioning what smart actually means, right? Because it's incredibly easy to fall into the trap of the technological view. That's kind of that dystopian setup where a city is just saturated with sensors, extracting your data for constant behavioral surveillance. But the research we're unpacking today champions something totally different, the socio-technical view. So the crucial point is, a city is truly intelligent when technology actually empowers citizens and respects technological sovereignty. That means the people, not massive corporations, control their own data. It's all about how the technology serves us, the humans, and not the other way around. Moving on to Section 2, Mapping Brazilian Research. To understand how this smart evolution happens, researchers evaluated the Brazilian scientific community as a fascinating case study. They started with well over 1,000 publications, but to ensure top-tier quality, they rigorously filtered that down to 702 core studies. And they did this using the ABNT NBR ISO 37122 standard, which is essentially just a formalized set of official indicators used to assess city sustainability. And this brilliantly illustrates that exact evolution. Just look at the maturation of Brazilian smart city research output over this 12-year span. You'll see those light gray bars? Those are early exploratory conference papers. Then check out the dark gray bars representing peer-reviewed journals. Following a steady climb up to 2018, those dark gray journal publications really begin to solidify. That means the field matured from just throwing around ideas into robust, consolidated, peer-reviewed science. Section 3, Real-World Uses. Now, abstract data is great, but how does it impact everyday citizens? Well, what's really interesting about this is how complex computer science actually translates into your daily life. Look at the intersections here. Data management is the most researched IT theme at 17.3%, and it pairs directly with transportation at over 21%. Then you've got AI being aggressively applied to governance, and the Internet of Things tackling public security. These researchers aren't just writing code in a void. They're actively trying to solve massive real-world urban challenges. Let's ground this for a second. When you see data management floating around on an academic chart, what does that actually mean for you? It means better public transport. It means smarter traffic grids and way less time sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic during your morning commute. It is literally the digital backbone that keeps the physical city moving. And when you look at the actual practical breakthroughs driving the most citations over these 12 years, they are incredibly impactful. We're talking about blockchain frameworks designed for keeping electronic health records secure. We've got intrusion detection, stopping hackers from hijacking IoT city infrastructure. There's even AI-based early smoke detection for dense environments that literally saves lives, right alongside smart systems that figure out the absolute most efficient ways to collect and manage solid waste. Section 4, the Innovation Network. Of course, innovation doesn't just happen evenly everywhere. In Brazil, the Southeast region leads the way, participating in 58% of the studies. They're followed heavily by the Northeast at 44% and the South at 29%. And why is that? Well, because these are the most populated, densely urbanized areas in the country. The massive localized challenge of moving millions of people around places like São Paulo directly drives the demand for high-level academic innovation. That intense regionalization creates this vibrant, interconnected web. Notice the dense institutional network forming major hubs around key universities like USP and Unicamp down in the southeast, and UFRN up in the northeast. The big takeaway here is that these aren't isolated silos. This is a deeply collaborative human ecosystem, actively sharing data and solutions across state lines. And driving those institutional hubs are some highly influential minds. We're talking about top scholars like Joel Jose Puga Coelho Rodriguez, Victor Hugo Costa de Albuquerque, and Antonio Alfredo Ferrero Loureiro. These researchers are the ones who co-authored some of those highly cited breakthrough papers we mentioned earlier, and they frequently collaborate globally to push the very boundaries of smart city computing. Which brings us to Section 5, Global Connections. Let's move to the global stage and see how this builds out. When we zoom out, we uncover an incredible story of collaboration, but also some massive blind spots. The darker shading on the map reveals really strong research ties with countries like Portugal, the USA, and Italy. But look at the rest of South America and almost the entirety of Africa. They're practically blank. Despite sharing very similar geographical and developmental challenges, scientific collaboration with neighboring South American and African nations is surprisingly absent. It highlights a massive, untapped opportunity for future cross-border innovation across the global South. So what does this all mean? What is the ultimate takeaway from 12 years of deep dive research? Well, for a city to be truly smart and socio-technical, it has to follow 4 crucial next steps. 1. Prioritize integration across diverse public and private organizations. 2. Build real interoperability so different municipal systems can actually talk to each other. 3. Guarantee strict data privacy and security so citizens aren't exposed. And 4. Foster meaningful citizen participation. Because technology alone isn't a magic cure-all. Integrating that technology safely into human behavior and public policy is what really matters. Which leaves us with this final, vital question to reflect on. Do you trust your local digital ecosystem with your privacy and security? As our cities race toward a highly connected, data-driven future, true digital sovereignty starts with asking exactly how your data is being used to govern the streets you walk on every single day. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Focused learners, keep asking the right questions, and I'll see you next time.